Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scooch Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
That's right, and you tuned in to another episode of the Viewers Anonymous podcast, where we give you our very own reviews and takes of movies and TV straight out of Hollywood. What's going on with you, bro?
Man, I can't call it, man. All I can say is I have been in a good mood, man, the last couple of days. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And look, we had a discussion. I'm not gonna get into it right now. You know what I'm saying? We are, but you know what I'm saying. I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. So doing all right, man. Other than getting my ass with the work today, man. Anytime we have a holiday, man, that day after, man, it's always just some. Boy, I'm telling you, it added up, man. It always added up a day after the holiday. But I'm good
Yeah,
though, man. How you feeling? Everything good with you?
man, everything is great, man. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you already know. Super excited. Football is back. Um, can't beat that. This is the best time of the year for me. And I'm sure you feel the same way. Uh, Man, but outside of that, man, just I'm a little wore out because it was hot as hell today. But
Hmm.
I'm ready to get this pod going, man. Ready to, what I'm saying, do what we do best, bro.
Yes, sir, man. This is one I've been wanting to do this one for a minute, man. For a minute. So this is gonna be great. This is gonna be really, really fun for me.
For sure, for sure. So ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't read the title of the pod, or if you just, if this just happened to pop up in your algorithms, today we are covering a classic, man. Um, I'm sorry, give me 1 minute. I got to send a rejection text. Boom, done that. So this movie here is starring Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett-Smith, uh Vivica A. Fox. Um Man, who else is in this thing, man?
What's that? Kimberly Elise? Is that how
Yep,
you say her
Kimberly
name?
Elise, Blair Underwood, John C. McGinley, one of my favorite actors. I loved him in Scrubs. Um, who else is in this? Thomas Jefferson Bird, Charles Robinson, and so many other ones. Anna Maria Horford, and the most diabolical actor of all time, Samuel Monroe Jr. That's right, man. We talking about the 1996 classic Set It Off. This movie is about four women who pretty much get tired of struggling, and they're trying to find a way to come up and make something of themselves in their lives, and they get the bright idea to perform a bank robbery. And it didn't go as planned, except for one person. And even then, it was still a sad moment. Um, I'm not gonna lie. The end of this movie, that "I'm Missing You" song, bro, that's a goddamn tearjerker.
It
You
really
know what I'm
is.
saying?
It really is.
I never felt more sad for criminals a day in my life than
I
watching
would
this movie.
agree. Like,
You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
remember what we were talking about, but I remember saying that Cleo's death was like one of the worst movie deaths or some shit. I don't remember what we were talking about, like
I think that's what we
vicious
was
movie
talking
death
about,
or
like
something. Yeah,
we talking about movie deaths or something like that.
yeah. And I
And
said Cleo, man, like
yeah,
that was heartbreaking, man.
yeah. That was a so okay, 1996. This was a weird movie. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Queen Latifah, like, she played these like weird ass ambiguous, sexually ambiguous roles, like in movies and television, until she got to like her older age. And then it was like, she played the straight roles, but like before then, everything she did after rap, it just like you didn't know if she was gay or not.
Yeah,
And in 96, that was kind of weird because at that point in time,
we
um,
really didn't know.
Yeah, it was like, see, because we had like the brat. We knew the brat was gay, right? Like
Yeah,
nobody questioned whether or not the brat was gay. Which is another thing I want to get to too, which is kind of weird before I move on. That we really didn't care about no, it's not, that's not what I'm trying to say. Nobody cares about lesbians.
exactly.
And I don't mean like care like, you know what I'm
I
saying? Like,
know what you
I get it.
mean.
I mean like everybody loves lesbians because when the brat came out, nobody had a problem with the brat being lesbian. Nobody really even had a problem with Queen Latifah. I think it was more so like we was out on the edge of our seats trying to figure out if she was or she wasn't. And this movie pretty much solidified uh it solidified a lot of things. For all the doubters, yeah, you was wrong. And for everybody that was like, they kind of had a thing, like when they seen this role, they was like, I knew it. Um, but I will say this to start it off, man. All four actors, phenomenal job. Um, the fact that they came into this role and at the time when you don't really have too many movies of this theme with women as the
Hmm.
lead roles.
Yep.
Um, for them to kind of come in and break into that lane, I think that they did a marvelous job. We've seen movies where like, like women would kind of be at the forefront of like a crime movie, but there was always a guy involved. This one is literally just four women, black women on top of that. So that's another thing that kind of, you know what I'm saying, threw that into the mix. This movie was kind of ahead of its time um when it had came out. Rewatching this, man, what were some of your thoughts? Like what were some of the things that stood out to you?
Um, like I was talking about on the coming soon, I was like I was gonna get more into it um on this podcast. Now I did an episode of right what I call it. I think I called it "Right People in the Room" on the 28 minutes or less, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the people that I singled out in that episode, I was talking about F. Gary Gray about like when people are talking about like some of the best directors in the game, F. Gary Gray name does not get mentioned.
Right.
Like everybody always mention and then when it comes to directors, like the only black one that people tend to mention is Spike Lee, which I get it, and John Singleton. Some people say John Singleton. But when you're talking about a guy who was a movie director, right? He's doing
Mm-hmm.
videos. Get his first break with Ice Cube and DJ Pooh. They let him direct Friday. People, Friday came out in '95. This movie came out in '96. So this dude got two classics back to back, and he still does not get the respect that he deserves. Now, does he got a Hollywood star? All that type of stuff, yes. But I think F. Gary Gray is so great at his craft at what he's doing. Like I think that if it wasn't a F. Gary Gray, I don't think there would be a Ryan Coogler.
Right.
I honestly believe that. And they actually from the same place, so that
That's
kind
a
of
great point, by the way. I'm sorry. That's a great point.
appreciate that. And I just I don't think he gets the credit that he deserves, man. And he's one of those guys. When you look at his credentials, man, of the things that he done, like he took this movie, he had a $9 million budget. He ended up grossing worldwide $46 million off this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta for his second movie, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With Friday being the first one, and it blew
Yeah.
up the way it did, and this being the second one, like, come on, man, we gotta get. Now we did, so we did an appreciation episode on him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He was like early. He was like might have been the first director we did, if I'm not mistaken. It could have been. I'm
Yeah.
not sure, but yeah. So anyway, so watching this movie over again, it's one of those movies that never gets old, even though it got the things in it, from our childhood, like the whole scenes of, Cleo, still in the car, CD, bullshit,
Yeah.
bullshit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, yeah, you ain't gonna get in no car and throw no CDs out no more. But it's just like,
In
being in
hindsight, that was a
96.
very stupid move, by the way, too.
Well, this is the thing. The first, I think, 2 times she had gloves on, but she ended up getting
Still
careless.
stupid. Yeah, still
It
stupid.
is stupid because when the police came, obviously they wanted to dust it, but really all it really did, if you think about it, is really sending them on a wild goose chase. Really, if you think
Hmm.
about it, because you're wasting time on getting prints on something that you're not going to get prints from.
Right.
So really, it's kind of just adding more to the investigation. Really.
Right. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but going back and watching this, man, like you brought up the great point to have 4 black women be the lead role in this movie and really flip it. We seen a bunch of bank robbery movies, but we
Hmm.
never seen it where it was 4 women that was
Right.
doing it and the reasonings of why they were doing it. You know what I'm saying? You got Stoney who's fed up with life because her brother, well, her parents died in a car accident. She's raising her brother. Brother's supposed to be going to college. He ended up fucking getting gunned down on some shit that didn't have nothing to do with him, but it ended
Hmm.
up going back to Frankie, who worked at the bank. Her bank got robbed, and because she knew the people, because they grew up in the same projects, she gets fired because she didn't do protocol. But then that same robbery ended up affecting Stoney with her brother, which is crazy
Hmm.
as fuck. But like going back and like really watching this movie, man, it's it was really a good time, man. Like we did the '90s list,
Hmm.
saying a couple of weeks back, and like this was just one of those movies that really, really, really stood out. And like to the end of time, like Cleo is gonna be one of the characters. Like out of all the movies that Queen Latifah has done, this is like the only one. Maybe if you throw TV shows in there, you might call it Khadijah.
Right.
But if you're talking movies, like actually, I'm calling it Cleo. You know what I mean? Like that. Like this is the one. Like this is the one for her. But like I'm fucking rambling. Going back, what was you thinking? How you feel about this movie?
Um, like first and foremost, you are absolutely right. It was a great time. And I think it was a great time because of the fact that, especially for us, right? I don't think it really mattered at the fact that it was for women. I think it was just the fact that it was for black people, right? Um, the scoring of the movie as well, the soundtrack of the movie kind of got you in that feel too, because I think what's dope is the fact that you have, what I'm saying, Queen Latifah, who is a rapper, and what I'm saying, like you have her in this movie playing this hardcore character, what I'm saying, this real streetwise character. Um on top of the fact of, what I'm saying, like you got a black director, a black producer, and you like everything about this movie is black as fuck. So for us, this is like this is great. You know what I'm saying? We don't get too many of these in 96 or in the 90s, for or at least up until this point. We don't really get too many of these on this scale either. Right?
Well, the reason I would slightly disagree is because, and the only reason I know this, I had watched this documentary on that was talking about the Freddy franchise, and at the time, what's his name? Wes Craven. So Wes Craven got his shot with the Freddy movie in '84, right? But what a lot of people don't seem to understand is the reason that he was able to get his shot, even though he wasn't a very known actor, well not actor, but director, and the main character isn't a well known actor in Robert
Hmm.
Englund. New Line Cinema was a new business that was
Right.
kicking off.
Right.
So New Line Cinema gave a lot of people shots that other places wouldn't give. So if it wasn't for New Line Cinema, you got to think about it. When you're thinking about the '90s, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got when you look at New Line Cinema, you got Set It Off, you got Love Jones, you got Friday, you got Blade, you got A Thin Line Between Love and Hate.
Mm-hmm.
Um, shit. I mean, the
I mean,
Mask.
it's the
Talking like,
quintessential. It's the
yeah,
quintessential media package. The same thing we
yeah,
talked about when when Rupert Murdoch started Fox. He did the same thing. He got Martin, he got In Living
exactly.
Color, and you know what I'm
Yes.
saying, boosted it up. Same thing they did with the WB before it became the CW and all these other channels. It was UPN at first. They put all of these black shows on there. They boosted it up to the WB. Then they got the Wayans brothers, and then as soon as they changed it from the WB to the CW, all that shit was out of there. So I mean, we already know how, you know what I'm saying, where this goes, especially in this moment too. Um, and I think what the dope part about it is that when we what they well, not necessarily dope. Let me take that word back. The unfortunate part about it, and I leave dope in there. The dope part about it is two sides to this. The dope
Hmm.
part about it is you get all of these black creators being able to give you these great pieces of work, right?
Hmm.
The unfortunate part about it is once these production companies get to a certain level, they then kind of chop off those creators. And now
Hmm.
those creators are left to find other places to try to go and recreate or bring back that feeling of these great works that they've already had. Luckily for a guy like F. Gary Gray, um, he's been super fortunate to be in a bunch of different spots, right? Like we've seen him with even doing like the Fast and Furious franchise. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So he's been in different places because of the work that he's done. He did a Bad Boys too, didn't he?
Um, did he do a Bad Boys? No, he didn't do a Bad Boys,
No,
but
that was the dude that did Transformers that did Bad Boys, right? Michael
Michael, uh, Michael Bay.
Michael Bay. Michael Bay did Bad Boys. I'm sorry. Um
Yeah.
But F. Gary Gray is responsible for like a lot of these different movies that really, if you go down his list of movies, he's not
Okay.
really like he don't specialize in nothing
No.
particular,
So
except
you got
for like dope shit.
exactly like so if you're starting like as of recent, right? So
Hmm.
Man in Black International, get out of here. But whatever. But Fate of the Furious, Straight Outta Compton, A Law Abiding Citizen, Be Cool, the Italian Job, A Man Apart, which is one of the dopest fucking movies that
Hmm.
people just don't know about. Um,
That's the one with Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel, yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Lorenz Tate.
Yep. Yep.
Um, my fucking favorite movie, The Negotiator. So like that, and there's still a bunch of videos in there, but like yeah, like nothing is like you can't like really put him in a fit. Now you can still say like when you look at those, all of those movies are other than the Italian Job, and he threw Most Def in there.
Hmm.
But like it's yeah, like there are mostly black leads in there somewhere, other than the Italian Job. But like no, like F. Gary Gray, he's just this dude is just from another planet. I just don't think that he get his just due. But yeah, but no, I just think that with new line cinema, like if there wasn't a new line cinema, like a lot of these people and a lot of these movies never would have been created. You know what I
Right.
mean? When you look back, like you know what I'm saying, Menace to Society is in there. A Long Kiss Goodnight. One of the house parties is in there. So they really gave them like that jump start. And you brought up a great observation with the Fox shit.
Hmm.
How they jump started really the whole network and turned it into something else. I just think that without New Line Cinema giving people these shots because they wasn't the company wasn't like the most established. Like it wasn't like they was trying to compete with Universal and Columbia and fucking Fox Century, all that type shit. So they was an up and starting company, and they really just got on the backs of all of these people, and that shit got successful.
Right.
But to take this story to where like basically like you got you got these women, Cleo, like all of them except Tashawn.
Mm-hmm.
No, except Frankie. Excuse me, because the three girls they all work for Luther. You know what I'm saying? And Frankie worked at the bank. Bank got robbed because she lived in the neighborhood with the people. They thought it was an inside job because she didn't do the silent alarm.
Right.
So now she's out of a job. And so Frankie got a fucking vendetta against the bank now. Because she brought it up once. When she was like, man, maybe we should rob a bank. Man, get out of here. You know, that's bullshit. So then when Stoney brother dies, because Cleo was with it, Tashawn is like, I ain't doing none of that shit. Like she just
she trying to take care of her kid.
Exactly. But that's when the turning point came for her. When she took her fucking son to work, he fucking, got some of that spray into his eyes. DSS got involved, and now she need money. So all of them, but Frank. Well, really, the motivation for Frankie was getting fired. So Frank is first on board. Cleo second on board. Stoney brothers died. Now she on board. Deshaun get her son taken away. Now she's on board. And it's just like, they go see Black Sand, which is played by Dr. Dre. He tried to get them some. He tried to kill those little 38. She said, man, we ain't trying to rob stage coaches.
Right.
She's like, I need something I can set it off with. And so because Frankie knew the inside, that gave them the upper hand instead of robbing the banks like the other dudes did it. She was like, I know exactly what the bank is going to do. I know where the money's going to be. We could do this shit under a minute, 2 minutes tops, and then we out of there.
Right.
And I just thought that the way that they set this movie up, because it wasn't, I think the reason why we really felt for these women when they died is because, we knew their backstory. Like, for us being where we're from and having the background that we have, like, we understand that shit. Like, some people might watch this movie and be like, oh, well, just get a job. You lose your job, get another job.
Yeah.
It's just like, nah, y'all don't understand. Y'all never been, what I'm saying, in these circumstances where,
exactly,
what I'm saying, where shit is just going on in your life and this shit is just adding up and just feel like you're going in quicksand. And it's just like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just, and like Stoney was like, her whole thing was, she just wanted to rob one bank. But Frankie had a point. Even though it's 1996, you ain't getting far with $20,000. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
it depends. It depends.
Okay,
but
because when they got because it was 20,000 total, right?
No, I thought it was 20. I thought they ended up getting 20 a piece.
Oh no, you could do a lot with nigga. 20 a piece is a year's salary.
Yeah, but if you try now, I'm not saying.
Well,
she would have had to go somewhere and get a job. She could have moved away for 20,000.
This is my question, because this is where I always got confused. Where were they at?
They were in LA, South Central.
Yeah, 20,000 is not going to do nothing for you in LA. You're right.
It depends on what she was trying to move to. She could have got a plane ticket and went somewhere. And
not for sure. Like, she could have came to Ohio and been straight in 96.
Yeah. So like, but Cleo blew all her money,
of course,
because she finally hooked it up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and bought Ursula some new shit. And
we got to talk about Ursula, fam.
Ursula don't talk, my guy.
Nah. Because can we just be honest? Ursula was mid, man.
Yeah.
Like, I expected them to give her a way better piece than what they did.
That's why she always went at Frankie.
Yeah.
Now she never went at Stony because Stony was her dog. Like she known Stony since the 3rd grade, so
Right.
that was just her dog. But Frankie, she always used to try to. Remember when they was smoking on the roof? She was trying to
Yeah.
look down her shirt, and she was like, "Hey, you know I'm strictly dickly." And then they got to looking at her, and they said, "Man, you know," she said, "You know what it is." He was like, "What y'all laughing at?" So every time he started smoking, he started looking like Sugar Bear.
Man.
That shit was funny.
Yo, I got you. We gotta hold on. Where is this? I gotta load this in here, man. Cause don't get me wrong, she's not an ugly woman. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no, no,
That's
no.
not what we saying. But she was mid, man. She looked like Cisco.
Well, she did look like Cisco. She had the blonde hair and everything. So yeah, I mean, look, I get what you're saying. They could have got a better piece, but you know, I guess for the money that they was kicking out for that role, they were just kind of like, all right, man, we'll find the local. You ain't even got to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta, do a little bit of dancing. Smile a little bit. We're gonna need you to cry when you see her on the news. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you, Ursula did not. She probably got about 10K for that, if that. Um, but no, I thought that giving us the setup the way that they gave us the setup, and especially when it comes to Stoney, because Stoney was the one. Like we got to get into Stoney. So, like I mentioned earlier, Stoney parents, Stoney and her brother, Stevie, parents died in a car accident. All right. So they're having a birthday party for Stevie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not a birthday party. They're having a going away party for Stevie. It was either a birthday party or going for whatever. He was supposed to be going to UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
And then they made a little Cleo was like, college boy and all this type shit. So Stevie made a face, took the wig off his head, going out. She's like, yo, like, what's up? And he was like, I ain't going to college. And because he said that he didn't get the scholarship or something.
Yeah.
So Stoney got a it's not funny. So Stoney got to go to Nate.
I'm in the bind, Nate.
Had to go to Nate. You know what I'm saying? Nate got to get the skins, you know what I'm saying, to give her a check.
Hey, man.
What big sisters got to do for little brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Let's keep it 100, bro. This ain't nothing wrong with this, okay?
I didn't say nothing was wrong with it.
No. I'm not saying you. I'm just talking about just in general. Women have been doing this shit for years, millennia, centuries. Okay. She didn't do nothing out of it. Nobody was shocked at seeing her tell Nate she was in the bind and then giving it up so she could get this money to send her little brother off to college. If anything, we applauded her for it.
Exactly, because she was trying to give her brother a better life. So she wasn't able to, go to college and, be able to get a career and all that type shit because she worked for Luther. She don't want her little brother to have to deal with the same shit. And that's what I'm saying. Like, she's really like that real ride it out sister.
Oh, yeah, she was ahead of her time for sure.
Now, let me get this out here first. My sister ain't never did no shit like that for me. But what I'm saying is my sister did everything for me. Like, my first car came from my sister. My second car came from my sister. Like, anything I ever needed, like, because my sister is 7 years older than me. So my sister always, like, we lived together.
Real.
Man, my sister always fucking, still to this day, my sister look out for me. So Stoney was being a real fucking ride or die sister.
Quick question now, right? Do you think your sister, right?
I'm not doing this.
Listen. Do you think your sister could pimp out a sugar daddy for you now, though? Do you think she would go the route? Not sleeping with him. Because now the parameters of today, they don't even sleep with these niggas no more. So by today's standards, do you have faith in your sister that she can say if you hit your sister up like, sis, you know what I'm saying, I need 10 grand, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how I'm gonna get this. And she was like, I got you. You think she'll be able to pull one of these old niggas to, you know what I'm saying, flirt with them, give them a little attention. You know how they do now, man. You know, just talk to them on the phone every now and then to get that 10 grand for you.
My sister ain't that tight, man.
Okay.
She's not that tight.
Respect.
She's the one that will fucking go out and work 3 fucking jobs and just get that shit that way.
We gotta
Like,
we gotta do better by your sister. We gotta show her the ropes, man, so she can go out here and kick her feet up, man. Listen, this is my thing, man. Nowadays, especially like right now, I tell all my cousins, like all my female cousins that I look up to, like as older sisters, hey, go find you an old nigga. Quit working so hard.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? Do it while you still got your looks.
Yeah, like now, my sister, like, man, my sister used to work so much at her old job, my God, that literally her doctor had to tell her to quit because she was there all the time, and he had to put her out for exhaustion and all types of shit like that. My sister she's just a work freak, so
that's a good thing.
She wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But so she goes to Nate. Nate get the skins. Nate give her the check. So she's like, "Look, I got the check." She's like, "I know this. It's not gonna, cover you for next year, but I just keep, I do what I gotta do." And then he hits up, which he should have hit her with it the first time. I didn't get accepted. It's different from saying I didn't get in because you didn't get the scholarship, than that you didn't get accepted. Because now your sister done went out here and let Nate get the skins, and then she ripped the check up.
Yeah, I'm not with that. I'm not with that at all. You could have just kept the money. You at that point you didn't have to rob the bank.
Well, the thing is, but she got upset. And he left. He went to go see old dude. Police got the drop on dude. Shot him with a fucking champagne bottle. And that's another thing that kind of, you know what I mean? One of those things where we still see today. Oh, they got a weapon. And he ain't even got no weapon.
Fresh off of the early 90s LA. That was a great add-on to the movie. You know what I'm saying? The racial tension in California at the time was very high, especially with everything that was going on. You know what I'm saying? The racial tension, gang banging, all that kind of shit. 96 was the, you know what I'm saying, damn near like the peak and the precipice of all this shit.
What, Rodney King was what, 92?
The riot was in 92.
Yeah, so you got that. OJ 94, right before this shit, around the time this shit was being filmed. So you add that in there, and that's what got Stoney on board.
Yeah,
was like, you know what, like fuck this shit, like let's do it. Like I'm at this point now, because Stoney to the point, I lost my parents, I lost my brother, I ain't got shit.
She could have went back and found that check. That's what she should have did. What was that? 10 grand?
I think it was. I don't remember. Her problems
already solved.
I mean, this is true. This is true.
She wasn't doing nothing but going for an extra 10 grand. She could have got that from Nate.
But then this is what I'm trying to figure out. So Nate owned the car dealership.
Right.
For him to give Stoney 10 grand, I need to know from you who got, if you good, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Who you giving 10K to smash?
Out of the 4 or just like in general?
I mean, just like
we recasting?
I'm just saying, like, Stoney? I'm just saying, like, yo, like, this is crazy. Like, is it some now, granted, what we do, like, for women, like, it's not, what I'm saying is it's not all at once. Like, we ain't gonna sit here and act like we haven't spent 10K on our exes or whatever.
No, for sure. No. I'm with the question. Look,
I'm saying, like, I'm talking about if you ain't even with this girl.
You said what?
Like he's not, Nate is not with her. Like, it's different. What I'm talking about with us is different. But I'm just saying, like, if you just got money, like, can you just spend 10K to just smash a girl?
It ain't tricking if you got it. Hey, Zoe Saldana. You know what I'm saying? What's up, baby? What are we talking about, man? What? That's what I said. Are we recasting Stoney? Because that's an easy choice. I got a hot 3. I got a hot 3. First
That is
off, Zoe
hilarious.
Saldana, get her in there, right? Next we can go. Oh, Vanessa Williams, get her in there. You know what I'm
Which
saying?
one? Light skin, dark skin? Because there's 2 of them.
I know. That's a tough one. Okay, take Vanessa Williams out. Both of them. Never mind, because I don't want to give up my 2 spots that fast. So X out. I'm trying to think. 90s. Nia Long could have got the 10K for sure. Nia Long could have definitely got the 10K. And God dang, what's the girl's name, man? Michelle. Hold on.
Michael Michelle,
brother. Oh, she got 20K. I ain't gonna lie. Michael Michelle had 20K. She was so bad in How to Be a Player,
man.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, she was finding everything.
No, for sure. But in her character and How to Be a Player though, like, yeah, I was with it. Cause she had to jump on my boy, and I was like, that's the one he want right there. I already know. Cause the one you can't have is the one you always want. But yeah, them 3 for sure though. That's
hilarious.
No, yeah, they could easily get the 10K. If I got it, if I own a car dealership and I'm just like, they coming fresh off the lot every trip. Oh, yeah, that's nothing. That's nothing. 10K is what's 10K to a baller? You feel me?
That is hilarious.
Who are you giving 10K to?
Okay, well, obviously, look, yes,
gotta be from the 90s,
Michael Michelle. Michael Michelle
sure.
was just like, come on. Shit, Vanity still had it. She was a little older, but she still had it.
I'm mad at that.
If
she do that 7 Heaven dance,
hey, honestly, at this time, you still can keep Vivica. You can keep her in there. I'm not mad at Frankie.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Vivica cool. Don't get me wrong, Vivica, because this is prime.
This is peak her. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is prime her.
Nah, this ain't prime Vivica yet. Prime Vivica was like 2 can play that game. Come on, man.
Okay.
She was cold and 2 could play that game.
She was. Light skin, green eyes, Vanessa Williams. I don't know why you took out, but
cause man, I didn't want to choose between the both of them because they both fine.
I
mean, Vanessa Bell Calloway, man.
Vanessa Bell Calloway is hard. Shit, man. How old was Sanaa Lathan at that time? She was. Yeah.
Nah. I can't do Sanaa. She didn't get to her peak yet. Like, or she didn't enter her phase yet. I ain't gonna say peak because she still ain't kind of hit that peak yet. She's still fine out here, man. What's her name? Play Hillary Banks.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. She was hard.
Man, she was hard. Holly Robinson Pete, man.
Yes. I forgot about Holly Robinson Pete.
Yeah.
I forgot about her.
Sure. Holly Robinson Pete was all right. I mean, shit, Paula Jai Parker could have got it. You know what I'm saying? I know she always playing the hooker role, but shit.
Oh man, how can we forget? Okay, all right. This is gonna end all the arguments.
Okay.
What the fuck am I thinking about? What is wrong? When I say this name, you're gonna be like the most obvious choice, and we just overlooked it.
Yeah.
Halle Berry.
Man, that's a gimme though. Yeah, you're right, but that's a gimme.
Yes.
I don't even talk about Halle Berry when it comes to 90s baddies. I leave her out of it. She GOAT status.
She is GOAT status.
You know what I'm saying? She
definitely.
I mean, Tyra Banks, for that matter, could have got. You know what I'm saying? She could have got a couple of ducats.
Yeah, she was an actress in the 90s. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For sure. She definitely could have got a little something.
Okay. Yeah. So we derailed a little bit, but
it was worth it.
But man, I would say this. All right, right. So get real talk. So the elevation of they bank robberies, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first one, everybody got the jitters. They had the wigs and the sunglasses. They wasn't
Mm-hmm.
feeling it. Stoney pushed them. They got it done. Deshaun ran out. Then you go to the second one. It just this wasn't their fault. You know what I'm saying? Homeless dude outside in the front, and he's disturbing the customers and shit. They end up having to Cleo end up having to steal another car, driving the car through the bank, to get them out. Barely made it out. And then the one that they was gonna rob from the very jump of why Stoney was able to meet motherfucking Keith.
Mm-hmm.
I had a fucking beef with Blair Underwood back in the day, but that's a whole nother discussion.
Nah, let's
But
talk about it. Let's talk about it. I gotta hear this. I gotta hear it because I know what it is. I think I know what it is.
I never liked Blair Underwood. It was just
Why?
like he always had all the baddies in the movies,
There you
man.
go.
And it was just like, what the fuck, man?
There
It's
you
like,
go.
why is it him? I never understood why it was him.
Hey man, I get
But
it. I get saying it's the Morris Chestnut effect, man.
man, I'm telling you, I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, it was a weird switch. So it was like in the 90s, right? All the dark skinned dudes got all the love. And then all the light skinned women got all the love. And then like somewhere around like the 2000s, it kind of like flipped over because like Tika Sumter came out and I was like, God. I was like, she got it. That movie cold, buddy.
So then, there's no reason to get it. We didn't get into the third one yet, but like, what was your thoughts on like? And then even seeing the second one, Tashawn actually getting involved. She had like a customer, and she put a gun on the dude that was a cop. Like
Mm-hmm.
and even them discussing the plan, because that was one of the funniest scenes to me in the movie where 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 Frankie was like, so Cleo, you're gonna go to the cow. She was like, so number one, blase, blase, blase. And then Cleo, like number two, she goes, what's all this planning shit? She's like, man, you can't just go in there without no plan. She's like, all right, so number two, Cleo, you're gonna go to the cow. She's like, there's gonna be a cow in that motherfucker. Somebody said, Cleo, stop smoking weed.
Man.
Yo, that shit is hilarious to me. I'm sorry.
So, like, the one thing that I gotta say is this. I appreciate what they did early in the movie, which is getting Kimberly Elise to get out of there.
Well, they didn't get her to get out of there. She ran out because she was scared.
Wouldn't I mean? Yeah, I'm saying but she ended up getting shot and killed. That's what I'm saying, right?
Oh,
So
okay,
like, yeah, I'm talking about just like getting her character to be the one that, you know what I'm saying, kind of like motivates them to really like get on their shit. And the only reason I say that is because her character is like timid. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, she was scared. She really didn't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? She got bigger fish to fry. She got to worry about her goddamn son. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
She out of everybody, she the one with the kid and all this other shit. Like she really got shit to worry about. But like you could tell she really didn't want to do this. And I thought that it was a smart move for her to be that type of character and for her to end up dying early because now it's like this really puts some shit in the mix. Like now this shit gets serious. Now it gets real. This ain't just a in and out mission no more. Like now when y'all do this, y'all really got to do this shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because now it's your life is really on the line, and for it to happen so early, especially with them trying to come up with a plan and supposed to be following this whole plan, for that to happen early, I think that was perfect because now the what word am I trying to think of? The situation gets super dire now, right? Like, because now they know that, like you said, the money that they got They got to make sure they give some to the family and give some to the kid because now his mom, he ain't got no mama. Now DDS is really gonna be down these motherfuckers' backs. Now on top of that, the people that know them, you know what I'm saying, is going, and I'm just thinking in that character, like in as one of the characters, the people that know them is gonna be like, well, where is she? You know what I'm saying? What happened? Shit like that. And then just for the overall point of the movie, I think it made sense too, because it gave you like that sense of reality. You know what I'm saying? Because like if they would have went in, went out, and then just had everything straight, you'd have been like, all right, what is the point of this movie? But because of the type of movie it is, it's a drama, it gives you that big dramatic effect. And this is kind of one of the first, well, really it is the first, well, no, not really, because I think her getting with Nate was one of them too. Or that situation when with her getting with Nate and then her brother dying and shit, that was one of them. But this is one of the major turning points of the movie where things start to like get serious, and then this is like right before shit starts to fall apart.
Well, the thing is, now she didn't get shot to the third one, the last one, but they was already getting chased by the cops at that point.
Okay.
So when she died,
why do I always feel like she got killed early?
No. She was just the first person to get die.
That's why.
But I think the turning point was
okay. Real quick, I know why I feel like this, right? Because this is when either did Luther fire them or did they quit?
No. So they hid they hid the money in the building,
right?
And then when they got to work, this other dude was there. It's like Luther is no longer in, cleaning this building, and then they went and saw that Luther stole the money.
Right.
But when they went to go see Luther, you know what I'm saying, they found Luther at the spot, you know what I'm saying, smashing his hooker. And Tashawn shot him.
Yeah.
Which was always funny because, only I know the shit like this. She shot the gun twice. But Luther fell after the first one. So really, like, Cleo's supposed to got shot. Because she shot it twice, and the second bullet, it was supposed to hit Cleo. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. So, yeah, Luther found the money, but that's the reason why they robbed the third bank in the first place, is because Luther stole the money from them.
So how stupid is that to hide the money at the place you work?
Well, I feel you, but
in a trash bag nonetheless.
But my thing is, how did Luther even know where the fuck to look?
Man, this nigga is actually doing his job. That's how.
What are they going to the vents for?
Nigga, because they clean the vents.
No. That's something that they never really explained. It's like, how did Luther know?
The air is on. You know what I'm saying? My nigga's probably in there mopping. He hears some shit flopping around. What the fuck is that? He look in the vent. What? Oh shit! He see all this money. That's an easy.
Okay, when you said that, but yeah. I don't think Luther did anything. I think that's what he had them for.
Nah, Luther worked, man.
Oh, man.
Ain't no way you own a cleaning service and you got 4 employees and you don't work. You did enough to work. I'm sure Luther was the one cleaning the big offices because it was probably shit that they left in there that he tried to hurry up and get before anybody else could get it. He was one of them type of niggas anyway. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they left a fancy pen or something behind that he could take. Some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He just so happened to stumble across all of this stolen money.
That is hilarious. And never forget, Luther got the hardest line in this movie. Let's get to work, ladies and gentlemen. He always fuck with damn Cleo. No, what was funny when Cleo didn't come to work, and so then after she spent all her money on the car, and Luther said, "Now I know you didn't come to work today." She said, "Come on, Luther. You know you're gonna give me my job back. Cause don't nobody do shit like I do shit." And they was like, "All right then, but let's get back to work, ladies and gentlemen. That
Man, rest in
motherfucker
peace.
always fuck with him, but
Man, rest in peace, man, to Thomas Jefferson Bird, man. Some people never to me, he's one of those guys that like never properly got his flowers for the work he's done. But it seemed like, you know what I'm saying, he was one of those guys that when his moment came, he showed up. You know what I'm saying? Luther in this one. He was on the what was that other show? Was it like The Corner or something? He was on the TV show. He was in Clockers. He
he
got
got
game.
game.
Brooklyn's Finest.
Shit,
I
Shine Rag.
mean, yeah. Well, I ain't gonna name that.
He was in Ray.
Oh, my favorite, man, Bamboozled. That nigga was Honeycut, man. What? The commercial that nigga was in for the bomb malt liquor? Come on, man. That nigga said, yo, he said, it's the bomb, yo. He was like, other malt liquors, he said, aren't made for us. He said, this malt liquor was made for Black Johnsons, not like these other malt liquors. He was like, the bomb, yo, it helps you get your freak on. And then all the chicks start singing that shit, bro. That was the greatest shit in the world, man. If you never seen Bamboozle, bro, go watch Bamboozle. That's one of my favorite Spike Lee joints of all time. But he plays Honeycut in that show, and his audition. I know I'm going out, but I got to get this off though. His audition when they was looking for the characters for the minstrel show, this nigga was like, he's a comedian, so he telling jokes and shit, and then he just bust out to a song talk about, you know what I'm saying, because niggas is a beautiful thing. So Jada Pinkett, she like, yeah, that's right, they is. So he just starts singing about niggas is a beautiful thing. Niggas is a beautiful thing, bro. That shit is fucking comedy, bro. So if y'all ever get a chance, man, definitely go, you know what I'm saying, watch that shit, man. Go see how great Thomas Jefferson Bird was in that movie. Just like he was in Set It Off, man. So finally, man, we gotta get to it because we closing out, man. We gotta get to the demise of pretty much everybody except for Stoney.
Yeah, and it was really because, you know what I'm saying, the detective had ended up really like closing in on their ass. Because he really knew from the rip, but because his team had ended up killing Stevie, like the chief or the sheriff or whatever didn't want anybody to fuck with Stoney because of what happened. Because the press went crazy with Stevie, you know, because the way they put it in the press, college student, you know, killed by cop, you know what I'm saying, unarmed. So when he brought it to them, like, yo, like, she's involved in this. And they're like, man, you remember what happened to us? He was like, man, leave this shit alone. But he didn't leave it alone. So he ended up putting all the shit together. And like I was saying earlier, the turning point was Luther when he died.
Yeah.
So he brought Cleo in to do a lineup. But remember, Cleo took girl's license and was like, you know what I'm saying, you ain't see shit. So, you know, they did point out the lineup. So now they're like, yo, we got to rob the bank, the original bank that we said that we was going to rob from the jump. We're going to finally rob it. Stoney in love with the dude. So Stoney got to call the dude to tell him to get the fuck out of there. After they showed the tape saying that, you know, we done had a rash of bank robberies and, you know, basically stick to protocol. Like, these women don't play no games. And Keith sees Stoney on the screen.
He already he done hit that already.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he
Stoney was a freak in this movie. Let's just keep it 100.
Stoney was a freak in the movie. Yo, that fucking love scene they playing in Vogue.
That'll do it.
And listen, I was 11, 12, 13.
Yeah,
that shit made me hard every time. But like,
that'll do it. I ain't gonna say not for nothing, man. Jada Pinkett don't get enough credit for how sexy she was in the 90s.
Yo, listen.
I know niggas don't like her now, but
yo, she had, like, you want to talk about a rash of movies of sex scenes, yo, like, dude, in fucking Jason's lyric, that shit was a goddamn porn almost.
Listen, she could have never got naked in the 90s for me. She was just that fucking fine. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to go to Hillman because of her.
Man, go back and watch Jason Lyric, man. She fucking the dude in the field. Like that shit is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that. That was soft porn for real.
Yeah, she did. I understand why Will Smith was so enthralled.
Man, listen. Okay, so
that man lucky.
No, he ain't.
Not now. I'm saying then. That man was lucky.
I don't even think then, man. Okay, I ain't gonna do this. Let me stay.
Hey man,
okay.
She had hoes, man. She had Will, Tupac, like niggas. Fuck with Jada Pinkett-Smith, man.
Man, I
she
get
went to
that,
TV
man,
college.
I get it, man. But I'm telling you, man, she was bad for Will Smith, man.
I know for sure. Now,
they
in hindsight.
But so oh shit, what was that? So the girl didn't pick Cleo out the lineup. Mm-hmm. So, but the dude knows, like, I can get them for bank robbery, killing Luther, all this type shit. So the craziest part was they were just at the bank.
Right.
First National, they were just there. Somebody was smart enough to hit the fucking alarm, the silent alarm. They got to turn around and he catch them on the way out.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is when they know the jig is up. Because he calling everybody out by name.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Cleo, throw the mask, fuck the shit. And then some dumbass cop, they was giving up. Stoney was putting the gun down. You know what I'm saying? Tashawn put the gun down, even though Cleo like, yo, what the fuck y'all doing?
Right.
And then this dumbass cop come out of nowhere, start shoot Tashawn. So then all that shit goes down. And like you said, like, you know, Tashawn was the first to die.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I didn't understand was, first of all, y'all talking about taking her to the hospital. All right. So you're driving a Ford Escort, not an Escort, a Ford Explorer. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, I've been in one of those Ford Explorers. My aunt used to have one of them bad boys. She had a green one. Now, the Ford Explorers only went to 85 miles per hour. So it wasn't like a super fast SUV. But this is what I never understood. So they said that we're not going to make it in this car. Let's switch cars. Which I get for the movie, it makes sense because the whole scene of Cleo dying in her car and the whole, you know, dropping the car down, lifting it up and all that type shit, that gave us the filmography that we needed. But it never made sense to go out of the way to go get another car and then take her to the hospital. That shit made no fucking sense to me. I don't know why. I get it for the movie.
Yeah, they was
I get it for the movie, but yeah, that didn't make sense. So she dies in the car.
I will say this too though. In a weird way, it did kind of make sense because they was trying to keep the heat off of him in that moment. And then on top of that, they was panicking too. So like really, and like when you really watch it, the shit that they doing is really kind of smart as far as like trying to keep motherfuckers off their trail. But especially in the situation that they in too. You know what I'm saying? Like it was really a good idea.
I think it was only for us to see Cleo in a car because remember the helicopter seen them as soon as they got in the car and took off, it was a helicopter.
Well, of course, yeah.
So
but
like
in the moment though, it was a good idea.
Yeah. So, you know, so then the whole turning point to the end of the movie is they, you know, drive under this underpass and Cleo's like, let me think. She's like, all right, y'all get out the car in 20 seconds, run that way.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, what you want to do with the money? She was like, y'all hold on to it and I'll see you later. And like, even though you kind of know in the moment, like, no, you ain't. But at the same time, they knew how much that money meant to Cleo. But to say to take the money, you know, Stoney was like, this shit is real.
Right.
And so then the very first person you get Frankie. Because my thing was they didn't have to necessarily split up.
Right.
But they thought it was a good idea to split up. And what makes Frankie's all of their deaths are bad, but what makes Frankie's bad too, and we'll get to Cleo, is the fact of they get the drop on her, and the detective like he telling everybody like chill, like I got this, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody put your guns down, all this type shit. And then she hit him with what she got hit with at the beginning of the movie. What's the procedure when you got a gun to your head?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he was feeling for stuff for not Stunning, but he was feeling for Frankie. I think in all actuality,
I think he felt for all of them though.
He did. I think he wanted to arrest them.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he wanted them to die.
Right. Especially knowing the situation at hand too. Because I think what he was really trying to do, like you said, he wanted to arrest them because then that would have helped the image for the cops at the time too, especially with them just killing her, you know what I'm saying, Stoney brother, everything like that. Like this would have been a plus for them if they would have been able to get this off the correct way.
This is true. I feel you on that because I didn't think about that part. But also I think that another reason why he wanted to arrest them is because I think he did feel for them.
Yeah.
Because once he kind of really, even though he was an asshole to Frankie in the beginning, I think that he started to get understand why they started doing this. And I think that like he kind of looked back at it and was like, look, I know what happened at the bank. I was wrong. I probably shouldn't. He didn't say this, y'all, if y'all never seen this. But I think he was thinking, maybe I shouldn't have been so hard on you at the bank. You know what I'm saying? Because you wasn't in on that. And I was, and I think that he started to feel for it and he didn't want her to die. And then you see her get shot and Stoney's watching the shit on the fucking bus. And then we get to what I mentioned, one of the most tragic deaths. We get the fucking Cleo. They get the drop on her. Man. She had to hit the switch one more time, you know what I mean? She had to lit up a Newport real quick, you know what I mean? Man,
she could have just kept driving.
I think the car. I think it took too many bullets. I think that
it
the
did,
car
but
was
I'm just
done.
saying, like, just rev it up. Just don't get out the car, man. Getting out the car was like, why?
Because you know how it is, man. Take out as many as you can. You know what I'm saying? Take some that you can with you.
That shit was the saddest fucking death in the movie, bro. Next to fucking Ricky, bro.
Man, and then when that shotgun hit her and turned her around, and she did the.
And then the whole time, Stoney just watching this shit.
Well, Stoney didn't get to see Cleo.
Frankie, or was she
watched
Cleo?
Frankie.
Frankie.
She watched Frankie, but Ursula was watching
Cleo on TV.
Was watching Cleo.
Well, I don't really care about Ursula.
You don't fuck with Ursula at all.
No, she was useless to the movie. We could have did so much without her.
I feel you.
Truthfully, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is another shout out to these guys behind the scenes too, because they gave her a role for no reason. We really could have just heard her name throughout the movie, and it would have been the same effect.
I get it.
Or she could have just been like one of them one-off scenes, like when they was there, she kissed her, she go upstairs, and we never see her again, like the one little girl on Family Matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was no need for us to see her watching her die on TV. That was unnecessary. It was pointless. That was like a filler scene.
That is hilarious. But like, man, to see it go down that way, and then for him to see Stoney on the bus and just be like, man, you know what?
Yeah,
all the shit that you went through, like, fuck it. He was like, man, you go ahead. Like,
shout out to Ella Joyce too, by the way, who was his partner. Yeah. For those who don't know who Ella Joyce is, she was the wife on Rock a long time ago. Another show that was on Fox during the come up. You know what I'm saying? It was Rock, Martin, and Living Color. And I mentioned the show. It was another show too. But Rock was definitely one of the ones. Yeah, but shout out to Ella Joyce, man. You know what I'm saying? She done had a bunch of roles. She was in that mom role for a minute too. She was one
Yeah,
of the, you know what I'm saying, in that rotation for, you know what I'm saying, movie and TV moms. But shout out to her. She
definitely.
definitely could have got the 10K for me too. Ella Joyce is fine. All right, man. So yeah, Stony, she ends up getting away. Uh she moved somewhere where, you know what I'm saying, the
She was
sand
in
is out
Mexico
there. Yeah, no mosquitoes. Cut her braids. And then
and
shit,
called Keith.
I don't know why she did that, but teachers on. You know what I'm saying? Told Keith where she was at, which was,
No, no, she didn't. All she said was thank you. She didn't say because remember when
man,
he called,
you think
she
they
was
wasn't
like
tracing? You think they wasn't tracing her phone call?
because like when he called, he was like hello, and she didn't say nothing, and he was like Stony, and she didn't say nothing. He was just like, I'm glad that you're safe, and she was just like thank you, and
How
then
he know
hung
it
up
was
the phone.
Stony?
Come on, man.
Come on,
We
man.
all know it was Stony.
That man was the feds. That's why. That's another reason you probably ain't like that nigga. Nigga was the feds, man. Tracking her on the phone, bro.
Man, they wasn't tracking her, man. Cause I'm telling you, the detective was just like he could have got
Nah,
her
yeah,
if he wanted
he
her.
definitely let her go. But I think he let her go because at this point it's like, all right, we done lost 3 of them. We got to bring one in eventually.
No, I think he let her go mainly because of Stevie. I think he felt bad for
Well,
her
yeah,
parents, but at the same time, it was
after
like,
seeing the shit with Stevie and then Frankie, seeing her die like that, like, yeah, he had to just be like, yeah, all right. And they
yeah,
wasn't about to catch no fucking train.
that wasn't on the train, it was on a bus, man.
Same thing. Motherfuckers she was gone by the time they'd have caught that bus, nigga, she'd have been out of there.
Man, you was out your mind. He was in walking distance of that bus, man.
He was in walking distance to the bus. They wasn't. You know what? First off, the traffic was bad. They'd have had to get all the way on the freeway to get there. That shit wouldn't happen, bro.
That's hilarious.
You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't have worked, man. And she could have just got off before they even got to her. So that shit was over with.
Man, you wild, bro.
But so man, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Let's get into the Fire Flames.
Let's do it.
Yoga fire, yoga flame.
All right, man. I want to take the lead on this one if you don't mind.
Nah, go ahead, bro.
All right, man. Great cast. Great story. The fact that, like I said earlier, 4 women in the leading roles. Very, very, very risky to do that in the 90s. But it ended up panning out great. This movie has become a classic, a cult classic as well. This is one of those movies that if it comes on TV, you're gonna end up sitting back and watching it, you know what I'm saying? Just because of the way it was written, the way it was shot was great. I mean, it's some man, it's really some stars in this cast who eventually went on to do some great things. And then at the end of it all, man, for them to create a scene in Cleo's death the way that they did, I think that was phenomenal. Because that, to me, that's one of the best movie deaths of all time. And then not even that, man, just the fact that, like, if anybody has seen this movie, and then when you talk to anybody that has seen this movie, that's like the number one scene everybody brings up. So just the fact that, you know what I'm saying, this is something that is commonly talked about lets you know how great of a scene that was. I'm going 4.5.
We are really right at the same place. I
Okay.
was thinking about a 5, but yeah, I'm gonna go 4.5. This is one of those movies, like you said. Even though this isn't really our reality, and well, for some people still got cable. But you know, it's one of those situations. You see it, You watch it. It's a classic. It's something that's. I think that it ages well.
Absolutely.
I don't think that this is a movie that will really never get old. The cast was great. The director was great. Y'all know I'm a huge F. Gary Gray fan. Um, he does his cameos. He pulled up on Cleo when it was still beat up, and he had his looking good. He's like, man, we gonna get rid of this piece of shit. but yeah, man, I'm gonna give it a 4.5, man.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh, another fun fact, cameo from F. Gary Gray Friday when they went to the store and Smokey tried to act like he fell.
Not Smokey. Ezel.
Ezel, my fault. Yeah, Ezel. When Ezel act like he fell in the store. F.
He
Gary
ain't
Gray
wet
was
over here.
yeah, he was a store attendant. So shout out to him for that, man. So we got that out the way, man. Let's get into the coming soon.
Let's do it.
Coming soon to own on video and DVD.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this next episode, I'm gonna be honest with you. We may not even discuss anything that really happened in this next in this next what is this, a doc?
It's
Basically,
a doc.
yeah.
Yeah.
We really may not even end up really discussing much of what happened in this doc, only because the news around this time documented all of this from CNN to ESPN to MSNBC. Everybody talked about this moment in time. We are covering BS High, the story of the Bishop Sycamore High School that never was.
Oh man.
Let me tell you something. If you guys get a chance, go back and do as much research as you can on this. I think it's on what, Max?
It's on Mac. I think it's on Hulu as well. I think they put it on both.
Yeah, go check this documentary out. It's called BS High. This is we talked about this on the 4-3. This is possibly one of the greatest stories in sports entertainment. The fact that they had literal grown ass men suiting up to play high school football teams. And I don't think these niggas ever had a home game.
They ain't got no day.
Which is all.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Hey man, listen, this shit is gonna be amazing. Yeah, we talking about the Bishop Sycamore High School story. On this one, the doc is on HBO and Hulu. Check it out. Please watch this because I've heard nothing but great things about it so far. This will be my first time watching it. I haven't checked it out yet, but I do remember the story. I do remember hearing about this. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be real fun, man.
Yes.
So
really
y'all buckle up, get ready for the next episode, man. But until then, hit us up if you guys enjoyed Set It Off. If you thought Frankie's hairstyle was trash throughout this movie the same way that I did, and if you too cried when Cleo died, hit us up. Let us know on socials, Instagram and Twitter at ViewAnon Facebook VA Pod Watch Group, and of course, if you are on Twitter, make sure you join the community, or make sure you hit us up so we can add you into the community if you can't join it. Viewers Anonymous, talk about movies and TV all day, and if you are following the pod and listening now, make sure you hit that follow button if you aren't, but also feel free to subscribe, please. We have some great episodes. We just dropped another episode on Winning Time for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th episode of that season 2. Go and check that out. And if you'd like to follow me, I am on Twitter at Scoots Bronson. You can follow me there. I got a link tree in my bio. You can follow me everywhere else there.
And y'all can find me at s.foster8 on Instagram and on Twitter with X. at 28 minutes or less pod. That's just on IG. Follow the podcast 28 minutes or less. Still rocking with episode 133, which is rooting for the bad guy. Shit, that's all I got, man.
Cool, man. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. And until the next episode, like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.